Finally today, Kenya's TV sweetheart Jacque Maribe was released on bail. The date today is October 30th, 2018. So she has been in the cooler for 1 whole month. Must have been quite an experience for her. And anybody who has been behind bars, and I've been, will understand exactly what I'm talking about. And will be able to have some empathy towards Jacque Maribe's situation. Now, just for the sake of those who are curious, wondering, Kumekucha has a criminal record. Actually, I don't. I was actually held by the special branch in various police cells in the city, for political reasons. They said I was a member of the Mwakenya, which wasn't true, but that's a story for another day. So I have a pretty good idea what Jacque Maribe has been through. Being locked up, even in a luxury hotel, is bad enough. Now, when you add the terrible conditions of the police cells in Kenya, and indeed the remand prisons, it is quite a harrowing experience. But today, Jacque Maribe walks to freedom. And baby Zari, it was 4 years in May, gets to see his mother. Today, Jacque gets to have a real shower, or even a bath. You know, one of the things about being in a police cell, comforts that we always take for granted, suddenly become very much appreciated luxuries. Rather, comforts that we used to take for granted before, are now very much appreciated luxuries. That's what happens, and that's life. And Jacque will not need to appear again in court until, wait for this one, June 2019. To be more precise, the 18th day of June, the year of our Lord 2019. That's next year. Gosh, that seems to be a lifetime away. Very long time from now. Over 7 months from today. Now, Justice James Wakiaga, in giving bail to Maribe, said that the prosecution had not produced any compelling reasons to deny her right, of freedom, bail, until the case is heard and determined. But he still set very strict conditions, for release. Strict conditions, in relation to any contact with witnesses, and indeed potential witnesses. She is also not allowed to read the news. The judge said reading the news would intimidate witnesses. I guess psychologically, they'd realize, this person I'm testifying against, it's a very important person. They read the news. And then she's also not to get involved in any TV discussion, or program that mentions the case. Now, no contact with the witnesses may actually involve her having no contact at all with her house help, and even her good neighbor, Bwana Brian Kasaine. So, Christmas is coming. So in case Bwana Brian Kasaine needs to borrow a corkscrew, to open the wine, atajipanga. Or if he runs out of salt, late in the evening, he may have to seek help from other neighbors, not Jacque Maribe. That is something surprising. I know you're wondering about the house. What happened is that Justice James Wakiaga allowed Jacque Maribe access to her house. All that is to happen is that investigators will accompany her, and take stock of whatever is in the house that is related to the case, and gather any evidence they have not gathered, and she'll be allowed to stay in her house. The judge set Jacque Maribe's bail at 1 million cash, or alternatively, a 2 million bond with a surety of the same amount. You will remember that in requesting for bail, Jacque had quoted the figure of 350,000. But I'm sure her lawyers will work out something, yeah? And her many friends, I'm sure, will be able to come to the rescue in case the cash bail is problematic or the bond. Now, it is widely expected that she'll get back to work. Yeah, she needs a job, she needs the money to sustain her family. That is herself and her son. And actually, Citizen, Royal Media Group, have been very good employers because they've stuck by her. Not many employers can do that. And even if she doesn't read the news, even if she doesn't go on air, there's a lot of other work, yeah, that needs to be done in the office, yeah, related to news, related to gathering information. Yeah, she's a journalist. And Jackie can make every effort to make her life as normal as possible, although that will be very difficult under the circumstances going forward. Because if she was a celebrity before, now she's a super celebrity, yeah, because of what has happened. Now, chances are that you may be wondering about her co-accused, yeah, a man called Joe or Joe Irungu. That one, the judge said, no. And he gave reasons like he's a flight risk. Another compelling reason, he can handle firearms. And therefore, according to the judge, he can easily threaten witnesses. And then the judge brought up something that just floored me. And indeed, I think floored a lot of Kenyans. Now, let me just repeat word for word what the justice said. The picture that emerges from the prosecution's evidence are set out here, and the pre-bail report of the accused is that he is a male version of a slay queen, which for lack of a better terminology, I'd call a woman eater. What? Gosh. Now. Ambila words. But folks, this is precisely what the good judge said. Now, you know, when it comes to issues like bail, your character is extremely important. And in any case, this should not surprise us, because the judge told us very early during this case that he's old school. And indeed, I have to confess, I know exactly what he's talking about, and I know exactly where he's coming from. You know, in today's Kenya, it's not a big deal to live off a woman. It's not a big deal. And indeed, a significant percentage of my subscribers here, whom I love very much, yeah, are of this generation, yeah, the new generation, the younger generation, where this is not a major issue. So my sincere apologies for what I'm about to say. My sincere apologies in advance. You see, there are times in my life, yeah, when I've not been able to sustain myself. And I mean sustain myself fully, yeah. So I go out for a meeting with this nice lady, and the meeting goes on for too long, and she says, look, let's just continue this over lunch. And I have no good reason of saying no. So I end up at this restaurant. It's not even a very expensive restaurant, yeah, but that time I'm down and out. And as we sit to eat, I'm very uncomfortable. Chakula iteremuki vizuri kwa shingo. Yes, I'm being bought lunch. Yes, I don't need to worry about the bill not being paid and me having to peel potatoes at the back. But still, I am not comfortable. Why? Because the lady is paying. My apologies, but I'm just old-fashioned in that way. Or even this issue of going Dutch. Yeah, you share the bill. Yes, I act and I show everything is cool, but deep inside me, I just feel no. This is not right. I'm sorry, but that's just how I am. And I will try to change. So you can imagine, yeah, with those examples I've given you, being in a situation whereby you're living in a house paid for by a woman, your woman. You're driving her car. According to sources, you're using her ATM. That one, very difficult. Maybe it gets easier when you get married, because I have several friends who are in a situation whereby their wives are much richer, have much more means than they do. And so I guess if you're married, that is probably another issue. But fiancé, hey, that's difficult for me. And I believe it was very difficult, or rather it's very difficult for Justice James Wakianga, old school, as he confessed himself. Now, while we're still on that topic, let's also appreciate that life is hard. At times you can be down and out completely, and you have no other option but to rely on the woman who loves you. And I guess there's nothing wrong with that. However, the truth is, the way society will look at you, will be a bit, now let me rephrase that, not a bit, will be very negative. And that's the truth. However, what surprised me a bit was the fact that somebody old school would know what a slay queen is. Although he added his own phrase, a very crude phrase, woman eater. Now I'm informed here by a member of this young generation that the correct expression is a slay king. However, I have doubts at the back of my mind. How a king can be a slay king. You know, the word king is so high up there that when you include now slay king to bring it down, you're engi. But that's my view, that's my old-fashioned view, so my apologies, you'll have to excuse me for it. But the long and short of what I'm saying is what I've always said on this channel. Now, people make mistakes all the time. We're human, we make mistakes. However, it is very important that you make a very big effort in everything you do to ensure that what you do can stand the test of time. That you avoid at all costs a situation whereby other men, society, can judge you and say things like this about you. Because the impression I get from the younger generation is that it is okay to live off women. In fact, many of the younger generation are very lazy. And therefore, if they have the looks, why not? Why not use what they have to get what they don't have? Why not live off a woman? And you know, women, the way they are wired, are weak. When they fall in love, they've fallen in love. And it is very possible that a woman will fall in love with you, so much so that she'll tell you, take my car keys, take my ATM, take everything. Take everything. I just love you and I want you. Take everything. It's yours now. As long as you're mine. And I guess it would be nice, even if you're a man who's old-fashioned, for somebody to fall in love with you to that extent. Obviously it would make you feel nice. And obviously, as I've said before in this channel, I'm jealous, because that has quite never happened to me. And the way I've tried so hard to please some lasses. Anyway, I'm just kidding. But I'm told it's really not your hard work. It's just, women just fall. And interestingly, they choose people who don't care. In fact, I'm told by psychologists, the less you don't care and don't want to please them, the more they will fall in love with you. But that is a story for another day and probably for another channel. But folks, that is what it is. And I can't help but feel sorry for Bwana Joe Irungu. Because he has to cool his heels until next year in June. But that is just the way it has turned out. And hopefully, this whole saga will teach a lot of us some very important key lessons. And hopefully, even those lazy men, lady killers, or to quote the words of Justice James Wakiaga, woman eaters. Hopefully, they too will take something away from this. Yeah, learn how to be a better human being. Learn and try very hard despite the prevailing circumstances. Yeah, not to put themselves in a situation where society can speak of them in this manner, where they are referred to as woman eaters. Until next time, this is Kshs, Kumekucha.